Welcome to Miller Marine. My name is Bob, the service manager. Take you through a tour, kind of see what a service manager does, and then also what the rest of our employees do here at Miller Marine. So come on in. It's definitely not like a show floor scenario where you have all the new boats and everything, but we carry everything that needs to fix the boats and maintain the boats on here. We have different customers come in for do-it-yourselfers to get parts, maintenance parts, and of course people that need service work for their units as well. During the heat of the season, we can be a 2, 3, even a 4-week out process to service boats on here, and it's definitely a work hard, play hard type of atmosphere on it. We carry everything OEM. And with that, we carry Yamaha, Mercury, Suzuki. Primarily Yamaha is our biggest one, so you'll see mostly Yamaha products on our show floor. We have 5 people up front, including myself, and we have 16 employees in the back. And we do right now, I would say of average new boats, probably anywhere from 50 to 100 boats go out a week that are brand new during the heat of the season, and we try to service as many as we can between the techs. With that, Rich is a service advisor, Carl's a service advisor, Kirk's actually one of the salesmen out here helping with the customer situation, and we run a calendar setup, and there's multiple ways to keep track of what needs to be worked on and when. And as you can see on this one, it's even dated out into the second weekend of July there after the 4th. So it's the best way we can keep track as far as time management with the techs on here. Rich is working on a work order right now. You know, with what we have come in, there's multiple things that come in on there, and customer comebacks are one thing we don't like, but yet every customer wants to make sure they know what's going on. So, Rich, if you maybe have time to explain a little bit what's going on.
Just made a work order. Customer came in and had some issues, so wrote up a work order, and I'm giving it to the technician with the date that he is kind of expected to work on it. So, and when he gets a look at it, I'll call the customer and see if they want us to fix it or what they'd like to do.
Everybody has their own method of madness on it. I mean, we have stuff based on if we have parts on order, waiting for customer approval. I mean, there's multiple ways that we got to keep track of everything on here. So you'll see bins floating around is one system we do to kind of keep track. It allows us to put parts in, put the work order in, and then we hand out with the tag, and then we give it to, which you'll see through the shop with our techs are going to be set up with that as well. So you guys want to go into the shop? Safety glasses on. We have 2 techs working on this stall here, Scott and Terry on here. And Terry has a few service boats in right now. Scott's getting a new boat ready, so usually get the trailer first, and then we'll put the pontoon onto the trailer with that. You know, pontoons used to be just small motor and lawn chairs. They've come a long ways, which you'll probably catch in the shop here. Multiple units, up to 350, 450 horsepower now is getting put on them. The pontoon market's taken off, where you can take what used to be 3 boats and make it into 1. A speed boat, a fishing boat, and a luxury boat. The pontoons are taking care of it all now with performance. With that too, our techs, we have master techs, certified techs, and a lot of them have gone to school, and we do that through here as well, as far as service school through Mercury, Yamaha, Suzuki. Usually they go once a year, they'll go for a week out of state or even in-house or whatever, but it'll take a full week course through each manufacturer to stay updated and certified. Then we do a lot of e-course training now as well. So with everything up and coming and moving, that every year the techs going to school, just depends on what product they're going for. With that as well, we'll go into another shop. I know, on that one. Actually, we'll take a look over here on this stall here. So a prime example on kind of what we sell and what we work on. We do work on multiple units on here, but this is a 350 on a 25-foot queue. And even when they come in new, we still have a lot of work to do to them as far as accessories and even lake testing on them to verify everything is propped correctly and everything runs correctly on there. A big part with everything nowadays is that this does have a 10-year warranty on the boat, and it covers everything on it. So we do our part to verify everything works, because you don't want to buy something new, have something small fail, and then it has to come back and see us when we can take care of it right away at the shop on there. So there's a lot of moving parts with everything. Everybody's definitely moving and hustling all the way through. On this new unit here, we're putting a deckhand on, so this is not factory installed, so Tech is adding this on. And being it's a tri-tune, there's a lot of sheeting underneath, so you actually have to pull the sheeting to run everything through, so it does take quite a bit of time on there. And unlike a car, you know, you have multiple players into making a unit work. You have a manufacturer of the boat, then that customer picks what motor they want, so you got to deal with another manufacturer on there, and then of course accessories on top. Unlike a car, when you buy one from GM, everything comes from GM. The motor's GM, everything's GM, but in a boat manufacturer setup, you know, you get to pick your motor. It's different from the boat manufacturer, and then of course nowadays accessories too go, the sky's the limit. I mean, we have diving boards that are put on them, deckhands put on them, the light systems on them now, the stereo systems. There's no limit to what can get put on a boat nowadays. So this would be a used one that we're working on here. John's actually a tech. He actually graduated from college this year, so it's his first year in the workforce actually. And John, if you have a little bit, maybe explain what's going on this one.
Just doing a quick water pump and oil change on it actually. So pull the lower unit, change the oil in it, suck the oil out, place a filter, and then put the lower unit back up. Make sure it pumps in the tank, just like it's simulating it being in a lake.
Yeah, John's been pretty gifted employee to get, because getting employees is definitely tough. And John graduated first in his class on there and actually won a national championship award on there. Now I'm fortunate enough to have him at Miller Marine. But what kind of drew you to doing, I know John's been in the marine industry with his dad's been in as well, but he chose this as a career path for now. Maybe you can enlighten a little bit on there.
Well, my dad got me into it actually. He started into the Polaris Water Division. So ever since then, ever since probably 4 years old, I've been on the lakes. And then just motors and stuff like that just intrigued me ever since. So just like being out on the water, keeping people out on the water.
Yeah. And this year too, it's been a very, very busy year with what we've had coming in. Between new used, it's 7 in the morning until 5:30 at night, and Saturdays also. And some guys are coming in at 5 in the morning, but you know, with it being seasonal, like I said, we do have our slow times too, and it's nice where I would say work hard, play hard, but then we do a lot of winter activities. And getting past 4th of July, usually most people have their stuff out also, so it tends to kind of taper from complete chaos to just some craziness on there, but it makes the summer, makes the days go by good. And we do have a lot of customers come back that come back to us, one, because of our service, and have become sales driven also. They buy their stuff from us even if they never have before, and they call us by name. So that's a big thing that we have. By, you know, getting called by name and references is what keeps a business afloat. So good shot over here too is we're using a gantry as well, kind of a one-man crew, which makes it nice because efficiency is definitely one thing to look for. Before we had this, we had to use 2 forklifts to lift up pontoons and put on a trailer, but we were in Scott's stall. He actually was assembling that trailer we have here. So now that he has a trailer set, he's able to lift this pontoon up, and it can take up to 4,000 pounds each end on there. So we've lifted some pretty big boats up on it, and we'll also unload off the factory trucks on there as well. I got, if you want to pull it out on there. So multiple trailers. The one he's pulling out is a scissor trailer, allows us to move these tri-tunes and then put them on the bunk trailer. Majority of the customers buy a bunk trailer nowadays. The scissor trailer is more of our yard use, allowing us to move stuff without tying it to a trailer at all times on there. I would say 50% of the customers buy a pontoon trailer, and the other 50% usually just put them in the water and take them out at the end of the season. We'll rent one or have a marine storage area to take care of it. Winterizing is another part. So this back area here, we do have a few pontoons set up that we still have to rig yet, or maybe are not sold. But come August, this whole area will be clean, and we'll start winterizing boats after Labor Day, and we winterize about 850 units a year. So also we'll get in from what we're doing the sales and working on stuff into servicing everybody, trying to put them away for winter, which like I said, this whole back lot then will be filled up with customer boats for winterization. Cody actually started off as a lube tech over in the GM side and had potential of and the interest of becoming a marine rigger on it, and working into being a technician also. So Cody's rigging this new boat here. So this is a brand new boat, which we see in the 350, and this one's a 115. Going on a twin set, but he also installs ultra legs, which will show a set of those as well. But Cody's been with us now for about a year, dang near. Over a year already. Yeah, and has been doing a fantastic job. And Zach's actually the same thing. He's another apprentice that is coming in on that as well. So the apprenticeship, working with the state's been working pretty well to help us get people in the marine industry also on it. But the ultra legs, it's messy. This is the raw set of ultra legs. Of course, they're not installed, but this would be considered one set. So there are two modules that run off a hydraulic pump, and these mount to the underdeck of the pontoon. So you put one in the front, one in the back, and they actually mount to the underdecking of the pontoon. They bolt right into there. We got to drill them, and then they go into the cross members. And it's a permanent mount. I mean, if you do ever want to take them off, it's going to require, you know, a pretty good job to take them off. But they get mounted on with those hydraulic cylinders, and then they run off of a pump system for the hydraulic setup on there. Now, what's been really nice on it is they run a remote to lift the legs up and down, and then they have a toggle switch box also. But when you're out in the water, kids, everything, they've actually had a Bluetooth setup now that you can run it off your phone as well. So as simple as a hydraulic pump system on there, the technology around Bluetooth, almost everything is the way of the future on it. Everything's going wireless, and we even see that in electronics nowadays as well. So the ultra legs, like they said, they take the place of a lift. And the nice part is so if you do go to the sandbar, or you do to go to a restaurant and you got to go dockside, you're able to lift the pontoon up and not have to tie it off. So it's really securing your pontoon to the point that, you know, with the waves and the wind, it's less subject to get damaged. But then the peace of mind too, that if the water level lowers, you can actually adjust where you put the pontoon. So it's a pretty easy system to take care of it without having to move a dock lift, and then allow you to go where you want and make sure your pontoon stays safe on it. So we do 125 sets a year on average. Some years maybe a little more, of course, some years less, for the twin sets. And then we have a tri-tune set, which I'll show. It's a little different configuration. Yep, they are aluminum other than the cylinders. They do have extensions, so like this is an 8-foot set that some people will put a 6-foot set in front, an 8-foot in back. If they're in a little deeper water, some northern lakes where they really steep off real quick, or even rivers. But the tri-tune sets, like that one in the other stall there with that 350, being there's tri-tunes, they have individual modules that fit in between the tubes. So now you're running 4 modules to lift that pontoon up instead of just a twin set on there. So these can actually lift quite a bit more weight onto it, which most tri-tunes are. And you're running a little bigger pump with it. Install time takes a little more on it, but still same concept as far as securing the boat, lifting the boat, and just running the boat and being able peace of mind knowing that it's safe on there. We run 20, 25 tri-tune sets a year, so not as many as the twin set, but most people buy a tri-tune for performance, and of course this will dictate a little bit of your performance on there, so that's why we do more of the twin sets than anything else. Motors wise too, we could take a look at the way the inventory is this year and what we sell every year on it. We try to pre-order all our motors as well, so that way we're not waiting for them to come in during the peak season, but of course we have to order as needed. Usually we'll have all those Yamahas, I'll have about 450 motors in by the beginning of January 1st, and then I'll probably get another 250 in throughout the rest of the summer on there if I start running low in certain sizes on there. Pretty consistent, 50, 115, 150, pretty common motors, but nowadays, like I said, with 450, 425, 400 horsepower, we try to have a limited supply and order as needed. So by limited, I mean I'll keep 5, 10 in stock instead of like 115s or 50s or even 70s. I'll carry 150 of those motors in stock just due to the amount that we sell on there. So it's a reoccurring thing that most of that stuff will be delivered out in about a 6-month time frame on there, and then we recycle it back in. As far as getting new product in for 2021, we'll start seeing in October, November already. Now the tough part is you can see that the bigger motors now, which I'm liking, they're kind of coming in with the plastic wrap on there because it weathers a lot better. Of course with cardboard, it'll come off, but you can see how they still keep them plastic wrapped through on there on that. And I try keeping everything, for example, these are 40s. I have 115s there. I try keeping everything organized out so that way when we're rigging everything through or selling it through, we can just go through, grab what we need, and also keep track of our inventory as well. Our service department is definitely busy with the amount of sales that we do have through our dealership on here. So we do work with our salesmen pretty heavily as far as letting them know inventory as well if we're getting low, or we notice that fluctuation of work orders that if we might run out, we try to catch that before it happens on there. So they do their part. We'll tag something if it's sold so we know what we got to grab, or a lot of times we'll grab it for them and tell them which one we grabbed to figure out serial numbers and so forth on it. Trucks coming in every day on it too, so the big thing that makes our dealership work is every employee is just willing to pitch in and help where needed on it, and that's a big part when you're this big. You know, if somebody needs help with another project or just even grabbing the forklift to help unload on there, everybody does their part, which is a big thing to make something this size work on here. And it's been a pretty good year so far this year as well. That I'd say new pontoons alone, we already sold 700 new pontoons for the season, and that's just we're not even halfway through the month of, or halfway through 2020. So been a busy year on it. I still look to see the summer really staying the same. So once Scott's done with it and he has the final run out, he'll put it out front here. Then we have our yard guys run it over to the detail department. We have it scheduled on a calendar. They'll detail it. I bet that tag will say it has a delivery date of Friday the 28th. So then we all know it needs to get detailed yet, it needs to get its final run out yet. And a lot of them will actually lake test also. We'll bring out a lake nearby and lake test everything just to verify everything's running up to par. If we put extra accessories on, or there's some certain things that we don't quite know how the boat's gonna run if it's a new model for a prop. So we'll make sure if we don't feel it's gonna be 100% that we lake test it to verify it's 100% before it goes out the door. So like I said, every boat's a little unique on there because everybody kind of picks something different, adds different accessories, so not one boat's the same for what we put out on here. So we kind of did a walkthrough of the whole shop. 3 shops where we have our guys working out of. Brings us back out to the front lot out of here. Kind of see everything that we do from start to finish on it. End result is we just want to make sure customers are taken care of, and with that, you know, if you have an interest in anything like this, you can always give us a call. You can always talk to your local dealership on there, and a lot of even the tech schools are starting to offer programs a little more throughout the states on here if you have an interest on it. Yamaha in general has been doing a great job getting people into the industry as well, but the nice part about what we have going on is we always have a door open for anybody to take a look and ask questions for us. And we have a new show floor coming in as well, where we'll have, you know, everything to see on site, let alone kind of see the back side of what gets done to get the new boat out to you guys. Other than that, thank you for coming along and seeing how we work under pressure. Thank you.